Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my peers and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about not only my prediction and the challenge messages that I have received about going into 2025 and over the next 20 years of what we can expect. I have written that down in my psychic channeling book, which I will go over in a minute. And in this video as well, I will also be going over subscriber-based questions that you guys have submitted in the community page comment section. So I will link everything in the comment section below if you want to go watch that. If you have not already, watch my 2025 New Year update video. I will put that also in the link below, and I will also add that towards the end of the video if you want to watch it if you have not yet already. I know a lot of you guys have not watched it, so for all you guys who have been busy over the holidays, welcome back and Happy New Year. Thank you for those of you guys who have been very loving, supportive, very active, very engaging with the content. The more you engage with the content, not only will you see my content, but you will also see other psychics and astrologers. So definitely engage with it. If you're not sure how to like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe with the bell icon, and engage with the comment section. And by doing so, you're more likely to see another video like this again. And also follow my Blue Sky account, my Facebook group in the comment section below so you could be notified when I upload next. Plus, you'll have a direct line to be able to communicate with me if you need to. But anyway, going into all this, the reason why I'm in the bathroom is because I have two puppies in the basement where I do my tarot card readings, and so they'll sleep there. And if I were to do this right now, they'll be barking continuously, not only disrupting my energy and my energetic flow and my intuition, but also will be annoying to you as well. So I found a peaceful private location, a happy to be bathroom. That's why we're doing this. That's what I'm going to do. So we have a lot to get through today. I love you. I appreciate all of you. For those of you guys who want to know what questions are being asked in today's video, just go into the description and the comment section below. I will list all the questions that you guys have asked, and hopefully we're going to be able to answer all of them today. So there's that. We will do a video on Jimmy Carter sometime soon. I just want to be able to give him like a few days to be able to have some sense of peace, and I do want to be very mindful and very respectful to him. However, I do have a little message from Jimmy Carter in the book, and that may answer some of your questions as well. But anyway, let's begin. So everything will be timestamped in the description below. If you don't want to listen to any of the predictive psychic challenge that I've been receiving and written down, you can bypass that by just going to read the tarot card reading. But anyway, let's just do that. So I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know. So this is my book. I never used it before, but I had it. I knew I had a purpose for it. This was always going to be my predictive book, but I never actually gotten to use it. This is 4 years old. Well, technically 5 years old now. But yeah, so I decided to use it on New Year's Eve. And I was like, oh, so let me see if maybe I can get something out of it. Oh boy, did. So there's that. So this book specifically is going to be called All Knowing, All Seeing, Thy Truth, Thy Future. So that is what it's called. And before we do that, I just forgot. This video is for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only. This video in particular is being recorded on Thursday, January 2nd at 1:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, we're going to continue. Okay, so this was actually recorded, like I said here, it was recorded on December 31st, 2024. We're in 2025 now, so we're in a new year, so Happy New Year to all of you guys who celebrate. Again, like I said in the previous video, there's no reason to be in a state of fear. If you're in a state of fear, try to get out of that as much as you can. You don't want to ever be bogged down in a state of fear, because when you're in a state of fear, you're unable to think clearly, and you are at a lower vibrational level and a lower vibrational frequency, which leads you more to manifesting more harm to yourself than good. So definitely always be in a state of preparedness. If something scares you, be in a state of prepared. Be prepared for anything that may incur. It's better to be prepared and not manifest the energy than just be in a state of fear, worrying about whether it's going to happen. There's two ways you can go about it. I choose to be in a state of preparedness. I hope you do the same. If you need some help or guidance, you can always ask me. I'm always happy to help you. So, though this is channel messages that I got on December 31st, 2024. Yes, I write this actually with a pen and ink. like an actual inkstand, and I write it, and that's more intuitive. And I listen to meditation music as I write, and I would hear music clairaudiently. Well, not clairaudiently, but not music, but like I hear voices or words, and I just write what I hear. So it says here, the world you seek will be met with diversity and adversity. Love all that will be, can be, and should be. The world will transform in matters of excuse me. Thy truth shall be open. Happy New Year. May you rest solely. The world will transform. Please be prepared as you yourself will change. So this is what we're talking about going into the 2025. This is the theme that you're going to be expecting. But also a lot of this stuff is going to be what we expect over the next 20 years of Aquarius. So some of this you might start to see little snippets in 2025, but it may not just be blown out like this. Okay? Going to take time. So the channel messages started at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 31st, 2024. It says here, the first prediction was, happiness will plague the world, while others will live in desolate of such plague. So it feels like to me, it might just say that there's going to be a group of people who are going to be subjected to a sense of happiness, a sense of joy. Um, a lot of people in Africa, for example, are getting told to go in this direction. They're very happy. When you look at pictures of them or look at the aura, they have so little, but yet they're so happy with it. And it's basically saying that happiness will plague the world, which means that possibly being unburdened by all the materialistic things in your life makes you happier. It makes you realize, oh, I never needed that. I was just told I needed it because I could get it. So therefore I need it. But that just makes you unhappy because it makes you a high dopamine level. But when you're unable to afford those things, you start to realize that happiness doesn't come from materialistic, but rather from within. And that's why Africa and countries in Africa and the citizens there, they experience happiness in a certain level and a certain frequency that we here in the United States do not. It also says here, others will live in desolate of such plague. This means that some of you guys, well, not you in particular, but like people around the world will live in a sense of darkness. They will live in a sense of fear, worrisome, a darker, lower vibration energy. But also, it could be a metaphor as well. It could be a metaphor for possible, what's it called? I know some of you guys have been asking about the bird flu or something like that. It's possible there could be a plague of some sort. There could be a rise in cases of some sort of disease. So that could be what it could be indicating as well. That there's multiple meanings in a lot of these predictions. They're not just set in stone. They're not like one thing has to be one thing only. It's many interpretations in many forms. So I'm just interpreting for you what I think it might be meaning, but you let me know what you think they mean. So now here's the next one. Health will be sought by those who want it, an open vast to wisdom and faith. So it feels like to me that health would somehow be associated with those who have a lot of experience, but also religion. For some reason, religion and health will go hand in hand. I don't know what that means and how that's going to work out, but for some reason, religion and health is going to go together. I keep seeing a sensation here that where like religion is going to start forbidding people from eating certain things, and that's going to dictate how people's health and lifestyle are, and that determines your overall health. So I wonder if that is what that's indicating as well. It's like what you eat and the things that you do the things in your life that you eat affect you in some capacity. There could be an end to that as well. That could be what that could be indicating. But in other aspects, it said that people need, if in order to be healthy, you need to actually seek it. You need to actually work towards being healthy. And if you do that, the universe will reward you this year. So if that's one of your goals, highly recommend you get on it. Also, it's also saying here that when you become healthy, you're able to have a direct access to becoming more full of knowledge. I'm able to understand who you are on a spiritual level. So that could be what that is indicating as well. The next one is kings will fall, not one, but by the many. So I'm getting also that this has to do with King Charles, possibly, in the United Kingdom. But I also got on when I was in my car with my parents earlier today. I kept getting the Pope, so possibly there's something going on in the Vatican that might be early stages. But I'm hearing that this will probably take place later in the year, possibly a little bit after Halloween. But could be a little sooner. But I'm getting more toward Thanksgiving vibes when they start to take place. Um, the next prediction said a new faith will emerge and reignite a passion in others. So possibly there might be a new spiritual thing on the block. It could also be an actual new religion that's going to start dominating certain aspects of certain regions or certain areas around the globe in 2025, and it's going to be starting to pick up steam over the next couple of years. So I wonder what that could be. That could be a bad thing, could be a bad religion. It could be a good religion. We don't really know exactly what it is. It could be something spiritual. It could be a thought. We don't know exactly how this is going to play out. This is just what I'm hearing. I don't assume it's going to be direct. 100%. I think there is going to be some leeway here. The next one says diplomacy will not be of this earthly plane anymore, but by the many planes of existence. So this can mean many things. It can mean that, hey, listen, maybe we do have some sort of contact with extraterrestrials, and that's considered or classified as another earthly plane or another plane of existence other than ours here on planet Earth. It could be meaning as well that maybe possibly there is an experiment that is done where the government might be able to have a direct line to other worldly dimension other than the physical. So that could be what that could be meaning as well, that there might be a plan where there's a diplomacy that needs to be intact or some sort of contract that is being created. Um, I'm hearing possible like particle accelerator could be indicating that diplomacy has to do with possibly alternate time in some capacity. So this could be like with science and science advancement and trying to create contact for moral codes. So that could be what that could be indicating. The next one said, hate will fill those who lack understanding of the world they live in. So it is saying straight up is that those who are very hateful lack a proper understanding of the world they live in, and that if they're not able to understand it, they're likely to hate it. So the next one here is robots are the future, for that nation no longer needs to create souls, but rather they can be co-joined with that of the non-earthly plane, a truth, if you will. So what does that mean? It means here that it's saying that robots will take the place of soul, that robots can indeed be possessed by other earthly spirits or other worldly dimensions and spirits. So it's saying here that robots might become more, they might become more human in some aspect, and there will be a great way to bring down more souls to be able to do light work and stuff like that. But it's also saying here that they can indeed be corrupted, but they can also be, what to call it, a positive force as well. That, even though they can be corrupted by dark or positive entities and spirits and possession, they can also be corrupted not only in the malware, um, all of that, but they will be subjected to replacing some form of nature. So that could be something that we could be coming on to very soon, sooner than later. The next one here is we have the economy shall roar one last time this decade of the century. So we're saying here that the economy will see a little bit of a boost, but then that's kind of it. It goes down from there for the rest of the century. I mean, for the rest of the decade, excuse me, not for the rest of the century, but for the rest of the decade. So they're saying here that in 2025, we're going to see a little bit of an economic boost. We're going to see the stock market go up, but then that's just going to come down. And it's just not going to recover until sometime in the 30s, not in the 20s. So that's what that's saying here. The next one is that the globe will experience a sense of peace for a moment, a breath, if you will, before a coming of age, a future that will define the decade and a generation, a war perhaps. So possibly this could be the calm before the storm. I think that's the only way that I can describe this. It's just the calm before the storm. The next one says, this war shall come at a time when we least expect it. at least expected to. He's your warning of the quote X, the exiles. So I assume that possibly this could be exiles, could be like people who've been cast out of the country, possibly criminals or people who have been kicked out, willing to try to go and take back their country that they were forced out of. So that could be what that's indicating here as well. It's giving me the vibe of Napoleon Bonaparte and how he was cast out of France and then he went back into mainland France and took it over again. Kind of like that kind of energy. We have here the next one. Many will survive and live to tell the tale of what has become before us. A life of bliss before the kiss. I feel like it's telling me the kiss of death in some way. It's telling me here that there will be tales about what's happening in 2025 and the next 20 years. The next 20 years is really saying how many of us will survive. Like this won't be a very hard thing to get through. Spirit is saying that a lot of us will make it through this. Like it's not gonna be like where like you have a high risk of, you know, but it's gonna be a lot of challenge, a lot of difficulty, a lot of change, a lot of progression, either backwards or forwards. But there will be change, and it's Spirit is saying that you will get through this. You will get through this. Here's the next one. This one is probably the most interesting one of all. It says here, a Nostradamus of this time will write the next chapter of mankind. May you heed his warning, for that I have made him to free you of the burden of this earthly plane. His prediction will become more accurate in this new age, as the old ones are of the old world or the old timeline, not this one. Will be shifted. So it's basically saying like Nostradamus, Baba Vanga, and all those psychics from the time period, because we shifted timeline, their predictions are no longer valid. It's saying here that those predictions, as we start to enter this new age, their predictions will start to fade and they start to not become irrelevant in some capacity, but it's saying here that they start to become outdated. They don't seem to happen as often as much as they predicted because we shifted timelines. The thing that the Spirit is saying here that hey, listen, you can predict whatever you want, but timeline can shift and that whole entire prediction could be entirely wrong. So that's what's interesting. What's also interesting is saying that there's going to be a new modern Nostradamus that's going to come into play sometime around this time period. The next one, we start to dive a little bit more into politics now. Is that here, Trump shall be the trumpet that blows the new whistle of the new age. For that I have created him in this time to usher in the new age of darkness and light. So, like, now we understand what the new age is. It's talking about how Donald Trump, and the reason why he is in American politics right now, is because his job and his role and purpose in this lifetime, and specifically in this year, is to usher in the new age of darkness and light. The next one was just Harris, Vice President Harris. Harris shall seek a new path to work. Excuse me. Harris shall seek a new path towards the presidency, for that she shall become. So it's saying here that at some point in time she will become president, but it won't be through the normal normalities of how to become president. She'll become president in other ways other than the election itself. So it's saying here, again, I'm going to reread it to you. Harris shall seek a new path towards the presidency, for that she shall become. Okay, next one. Biden will be known for his tranquility, stability, and peace in a time of upheaval. So that's what Biden's going to be known for. That's going to be his legacy. We have here the next one, was it the Carters, which is Jimmy Carter and Rosalind Carter. We're going to pay our respect to them. But there's a very beautiful thing that they have said here. It says here, the Carters representing an old way of doing things, being good to humanity and expecting nothing in return. But rest assured, as he has a very important role to play in the evolution of the United States and the world. So for some of you guys who've been wondering about Jimmy Carter and what his purpose is in this lifetime, well, it just told you here. Okay, next one. Hillary, like Hillary Clinton from 2016, Hillary's important role is to show you the struggle of the new age of Aquarius. So, excuse me, reread it again. Hillary's important role is to show you the struggle of the new age of Aquarius for women. Not all will be easy. We never said it would be. So it's saying and further emphasizing how Hillary Clinton's lost and who Hillary Clinton is really showing that just because you're in the age of Aquarius and the rise of feminine doesn't mean you're going to get it easy. It's not going to be easy to get to where you got to go. So you're telling you not to give up, but you got to keep pushing. The next one. Animals of the world shall receive a level up of consciousness and awareness due to the art of science and cloning. So it's saying here that in some way or some form that animals will start to become more aware, start to become more psychically in tune. I feel like some of them might be able to start not speaking, but being able to express emotion more likely in a way in which we've never seen before. This is to be expected going into a higher rise of consciousness around the globe and going into the 5D energy. You would expect this to be the case here. And not only humans are not special in any capacity. We don't just go to 5D and everything else stays in 3D. Like, there's things that will rise with you, right? There will be things that will rise up at the consciousness level. So basically, animals will be rising to a higher level, right? So I find that to be really interesting. It also specifies here that the art of science would also allow animals to become more consciously aware. Possibly they know what's going on with science. It also could be indicating that maybe there's some sort of science experiment where they maybe make animals more consciously aware, or they start cloning. I think the cloning is pretty self-explanatory. But I'm also seeing triplets and twins, so maybe there might be a higher normality or a mutation where animals start having duplets or multiple babies rather than one. So I wonder if that's going to be something that we're going to be seeing. The next one here we have new land will be discovered. One may emerge from darkness, further shaping. So I'm going to reread that. I'm going to reread that again. A new land will be discovered, and one may emerge from darkness, further shaping what we thought we knew about our world will shift with the new discoveries. So it's saying here that there's going to be new landmass that's going to be discovered that we haven't known that was there before. And it's going to be because of an emergence from darkness. So possibly there is possibly something arises from underwater, maybe glaciers melt. Whatever it is, there's going to be a new land that gets discovered, and one may emerge from darkness. This could also be like Mars, but we'll see what that new land is. Whether it's new land in some capacity, and it has to do with our world and the way we view the world and the history of it. The next one says here, new land animals will be discovered, including a colorful bird that looks more like its ancestors than any bird known today. So it's basically saying that there could be a bird or a capacity of a bird that looks like a bird, acts like a bird, but look closer to its ancestors. So basically saying that and essentially they'll find an animal that looks closer to a dinosaur than a modern day bird. So I wonder what that's going to look like and how that's even possible. But again, like I said, I'm not the judge. I just write down what I see and what I hear, and I don't know what to think of it. You let me know what you think. Okay, so the next one. A new life would. Oh, it also could be. It could also be very possible that it might not be indicating maybe this animal's alive. It might be dead, but maybe they find new fossils and new discoveries. And this is the colorful bird, so maybe it linked birds more closely to dinosaurs than we initially thought. That could be what that could be indicating as well, because it didn't specify if the thing was alive. So, that is an option here. It does say here, new life will. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to reread this again. A new life will once again breathe its way through animals that do not exist or exist. They will be successful. So basically what they're saying is that animals that never existed on this earthly plane will not go into existence due to scientific cloning or scientific techniques. So I assume, based on what I'm getting, is that there will be an advancement in science in terms of DNA and the making and creation of animals that never existed before. So theatrical animals, the animals that are just for what we imagine them to look like, rather than what they truly are. So that could be what that could be indicating as well. It also is saying when you look at that, it's saying animals that do not exist. So it's saying here that they don't exist anymore. So they're going to try bringing back some animals from the past, and they're going to be successful doing so. That is something that we're going to start seeing over the next 20 years, but we may start to see some of that towards this year. So we'll see. The next one. A planet will be discovered that holds the breath of life of similar life forms on Earth before humans' arrival. It will be known as the Jurassic Galactic, a blast from the past into the modern age. This may be the planet of Earth from the past into the future, though through light years. All stars may die, but light always lives on. Earth is no different as it is the star in itself for all other life forms. So it's saying here that from a far away perspective, Earth is considered a star. But to us, we're a planet. So it's all about perspective. But it also is saying here that they're going to take a telescope. And in this telescope, they're going to take this telescope and they're going to be able to look at this planet from far away. But when they look through this telescope from far away, they'll be like, oh, that planet has like life on it. That planet has life. And we can see it very vividly, very clear. I can even see it too. Like that's how crazy I can see it in my third eye. But I can see it. And I can see how they look at this telescope and they can see the life forms and animals, massive animals moving on this planet. And they start to realize, oh, it looks similar to like what Earth looks like back during the Jurassic era. I'm looking at like bronchiosaurs, I'm seeing them walking. But then what they may not realize that there's a possible off chance that they might be looking at the light residue. So, for example, the best way to explain it is just say I show you the card, right? The light is being reflected, right? But light travels continuously in an infinite way. So just say I have this here, right? A light travels in milliseconds, continuously forever, right? And every amount of miles, it becomes a year. And so every light year away from when I'm holding this, right? Into the future, you will see this me holding this card exactly every light year away. So as we start to go towards, let's say, the year 2100, right? This light year, when I hold this card, will be 100 light years away from when I originally hold it from today. I did not do math correctly, but you understand the gist here. That light residue travels continuously, and when you take that telescope and just say you only look 100 light years away, you will see me holding this. Same thing. It's that this could just be a mere reflection of what we see on a grander scale. That maybe those planets aren't exactly planets that are existing today, but maybe those are planets that have been long gone. They could be planets that are just ghost planets, where the energy is just there at the light residue is there, but maybe the planet had expired, maybe had exploded centuries ago, but we still see the light residue, and therefore we assume it's a star because it takes so long to travel. For example, a better way to explain it, just say the star goes out and the star bursts. The sun bursts, excuse me, a sun burst. Well, it takes about 8 to 15 minutes for it to arrive to us. It takes 15 minutes for us to see that it bursts, but by the time it arrives to us, it's way too late. Same concept. Okay, and then here's the last one. A tunnel or bridge will have been found that was once buried and forgotten, used by. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to reread this to you. A tunnel or bridge will have been found that was once buried and forgotten, used by ancient cultures like the Incas and Romans. So possibly there could be a link between the Incas and Romans. Possibly there could be how maybe humans from two different cultures came up with the same idea and same concept, and they start questioning how that was even possible. And then here, this is the end of the channel at 3:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 31st, 2024. So I'll show you the ending just for proof here. So this is the channeling. This is my psychic channeling. This is what I got when I was doing it. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm not even gonna like. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I gotta say. I think you kind of can get my idea, my gist here. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, like I said, it's gonna be a 20-year period. I told them to give me 2025, but it's gonna be within the 20-year period that we're gonna be expecting those things. Okay, so let's go and take a look at you guys. I know a lot of you guys have questions now. We're going to start doing a subscriber-based question. So let's start off with the first one. We are going to go in the order in which it came. So let's go and take a look. I'm actually going to start from the bottom up. Okay, so we have here the first question is by Stacey Snyder, 7885. Congress will be back on January 3rd, and they will be voted on House Speaker. Two other readers of psychics say Hakeem Jefferies will be voted in. Can you read on this? So I just did a YouTube video on this actually, so if you want to go check out my House video with Speaker Mike Johnson and Hakeem Jefferies and possibly the House going blue, or will it go blue? I recommend you go check that video out. That might answer your question more, but we're going to entertain it in this video. But with better detail, more better content, I highly recommend you go and watch that. So we're going to ask that. And today, I'll just is being recorded on January 2nd, Thursday, at 1:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not p.m., a.m. Because I'm doing this in the morning. And I don't know why I set this at night, but you can kind of see this here. Okay, you can kind of see that this is early in the morning, baby. This is early in the morning. Yeah. Early in the morning. Anyway, let's go and do this. Let's see. Okay. Oops. You see, I was not prepared, clearly. Alright. Alright, so Spirits and Angels, tell me about what do we need to know about tomorrow, January 3rd. What's going on tomorrow, January 3rd? What is going on tomorrow, January 3rd, revolving around the speakership for the next Speaker of the House of Representatives? What's going on there? They told me to take these, so I want to take them. Okay, they're telling me I have all the cards that I don't need anymore, so I guess we'll trust them on that. What's the bottom of the deck here? We have the 10 of Wands here. That's just not a good sign for the speakership already. We have here, well, the Republicans won the House of Representatives, just so you know. So we're going to be getting a Republican speaker. I said in the past that I kept seeing that there was going to be one more Republican speaker, then it goes Democrat. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. We do have the Magician card. It's reversed. This is Mike Johnson here, the Magician. He's reversed. That's not a good sign already. This is not the position you want to be in, especially in red and being a Magician card and you being reversed. It's not a good sign for being speaker. What is emphasizing here? We have here a lack of support between all generations, so new, older, so new members, freshmen, congressmen, and congresswomen, and then we have those who've been moderately or independents who have voted for him in the past because of an agreement. They're not going to be for backing him. We have the Page of Cups. This is J.D. Vance's card. J.D. Vance and Mike Johnson kind of similar energies in this aspect. But telling me that there's a lot more fish in the sea. There's a lot more fish in the sea than there's fish in the cup. There's no fish in the cup, which means he does not have the support or the backing. And they actually are talking about a possible scenario where they don't know who the speaker is, and because they don't know who the speaker is, there's a possible delay of the certification of the votes. So we're going to act that and see if there is a delay in the certification because of the speakership and what that might mean for the United States. So this might be like a double reading in this specific question. We have here the Nine of Swords reversed. We do have the Ace of Wands here. With the Ace of Wands, just handing back a power to someone. And under here we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only. And the Eight of Swords reverse, which is always a good sign here. So possibly this. It's very weird because it feels like it's iffy. It feels like yes and no. It's like it feels like they're unstable. Is what it feels like. It feels kind of unstable. Spirit, do we need any more cards for this? I have all the cards. You gotta be kidding me. And you're telling me that this is just the reading? Okay, so then give me information. Clearly, I need some help with guidance on this. Okay, so they're telling me here that they're telling me that I got everything right in terms of like how I'm communicating it, but they're saying that there's gonna be instability and it's not gonna go the way that we think it's gonna go. That's what they told me. It's not gonna go the way that we're thinking or expecting it to go. So possibly if we're expecting that Mike Johnson is not gonna be the speaker, we might be in for a surprise. Because we're in for a surprise, and it just feels like there's an unknown variable, like it's not undecided as we initially think. This might be theatrical. It could be like for show. It could be for show, like it's almost like a show of unity, but maybe they're not. Maybe possibly they put it in to certify the votes, and then something happens and the leadership falls. We'll see. We will see. We are going to ask the second part of that question. We are going to actually ask, well, will the January 6th certification of votes be delayed because of speakership? That will give us a better understanding of maybe possibly of delays in the voting and the voting for a new speaker. Spirit Angels tell me about, what to call it? Will there be a delay on January 6th for the electoral certification of votes by Congress because of the delay in voting for the Speaker of the House tomorrow on January 3rd, 2025? We have the World card, that's an automatic yes. So it looks like there might be a delay actually, but I keep getting inauguration. This is my inauguration card. We have here Ace of Wands. We have the people, the American voters here. What's the challenge to the Ace of Wands? We have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, so this is the inauguration card here. And I kept talking about how asking the card, well, will there be a delay on January 6th possibly regarding the electoral certification? They're saying, yeah, there's going to be a delay just like there was back in 2021 when they were certifying the results for Biden. They didn't exactly vote on time. They voted in a delay because of what happened. We have the Ace of Wands being, the speakership or like handing over the power or giving power to. It's being challenged by the Page of Cups. Again, I talked about how there's more fish in the sea than there is in the cup. Right? This is J.D. Vance's energy here. This kind of young energy. So the World's card is coming in as an automatic yes. The Ace of Wands coming in as the automatic yes, being challenged by the Page of Cups, but tell me that is also something. And then we have here the voters. Here's the electoral certification. And what is the final outcome for the electoral certification of January 6th? Will there be a delay? The Ten of Pentacles reverse. We have election night here. Election night reverse. Telling me here that something. It feels like there's gonna be three, but specifically one that's gonna be stubborn and it blocks the vote. Like almost feel like three are missing, but I feel like one in particular is gonna be very stubborn or they're gonna do something. There's one congressman or congresswoman who's gonna be doing something, and that's gonna cause a problem in this area here. Here we have with the people in the certification of the congressional votes here, we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. That normally means the line of succession. There's a lack of a line of succession. There is something here that there's a Fool card. There's something coming that is on the rise here. Something coming on the rise. So there could be a delay, and it could be revolving around Trump, but this had to do with Mitch McConnell. So something going on with Mitch McConnell here. And we have the challenge was up this way, was reversed before, but it went sideways, and we have the five stories. The five stories is challenging not only the electoral certification, is challenging the line of secession in reverse, and the full card, followed by Mitch McConnell. So, that could be like challenges, like the challenges mentally, like, okay, maybe there is some mental challenge here that maybe they have to overcome. That could be what this could be indicating. What is the bottom deck here? We have the page of one. This normally means the card new leader. I don't know if there's going to be a new leader in the house yet. Because they're saying all will be revealed in due time. This is the moon card reverse. I feel like there's a moon. We're getting closer to the moon, which is the wolf moon. And I talked about the wolf moon in some of my readings. So if you have not gone back to watch the wolf moon reading, I highly recommend you go and do so. I had Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris on the thumbnail on my video, and you'll be able to know it is because you're going to see like crows in there. You're going to see what's it called, wolves on this like the thumbnail. So go and find that video, and I highly recommend you go and watch it. It talked about her inauguration, if there was one. Because I have to be realistic here. Like, you know, Mike Tyler could say it's going to be Trump is not going to be inaugurated. My intuition said that as well, but Trump won. Like, you know, you get what I'm saying here. I'm trying to be realistic, but I'm also like telling you what I see. Get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put my opinion in anything. I'm very bipartisan. I'm not going to tell you what I think. I'm just going to tell you what I see, regardless of my opinion. Let's go with the next question now. Okay. Well, ironically, here's the next question. Did things change to help Biden or Harris make decisions about the election? This was submitted by Lindsay Hickey, NRC. Okay, let's go and take a look. I'm gonna go like her comment so we know that we did it. I should have to reread that question because I feel like I've forgotten what she meant. Okay, what did it say here? It says here, did things change to help Biden or Harris make a decision about the election? That's a good question. This is the right way. It's funny because my guys are like, excuse me, my guys are like, oh, this is the wrong deck to be using for the question. I'm like, okay, what deck? And they're like, the right way. I'm like, this is the right way. I mean, really. Okay. Can I still use this? They're telling me they're trying to mess with me. Jesus, guys. Alright, so Spirit Angel, can you answer that question for me, please? Had any news come out from Biden and Harris, or for Biden and Harris, to make a decision easier revolving around the election? So we have kind of like on an angle here, but on the right side towards the fuchsia, because when it's upright, but it's like towards in this direction, it means heading towards the fuchsia. So there is strength in this. So to answer your question, yeah. And here's another card that answered the question. Sun card, which means revelation. We talked about will there be news that comes out that helps strengthen their position? Yeah. This is the Sun card. Followed by the Queen of Swords. You guys, I can't make this up. I told you guys many times before, I can't make this up. You see me shuffle this. This is not like something I just, made just for the story of it. Like, I'm saying, like, this is literally raw footage right here. We have the Queen of Swords. That is the Vice President Harris's card. And then we have here the World. This is another yes card. These are all yes cards. So yeah, to answer your question, in particular, will there be news to help Biden and Harris make an easier decision involving that? Yes. What's the bottom of the deck? We have here, are they going to pursue it though? Are they going to take the opportunity and pursue it? Or are they just going to leave? That's up to them. That's the Five of Pentacles. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. They have the news. The news is going to be coming in the future, so they don't have the news yet. Okay, we're gonna ask the next question. Okay, what's the next question? Okay, so the next question that we've been asked is, will the bird flu become a pandemic? Touch on any dangerous storm the weather in 2025. What's the future of anonymous self-driving cars? That's a whole bunch of questions right here. Um, we'll see. Alright, so let's start off with the easy one first, and then we'll go from there. Speaking of automated cars, if you guys have been with me for a little bit since November, or even early December, you all would probably remember I talked about a car exploding or something revolving around Trump and Elon. Well, apparently, um, a Tesla Cybertruck blew up in front of Trump Tower. I don't know if that has to do with mine because mine, I kept seeing a red car. I kept seeing the color red. But then in some of the tower deck, it showed a red car, a red Tesla. So I'm going to let you make that determination. I'm not going to make that determination, but I'll let you do that. You decide. You decide. I'm not going to tell you if I was right and wrong, because again, this is not about predictive channel. It's what I saw, but I thought that was interesting to share with you anyway. So anyway, alright, so the question is here, will the bird flu become a pandemic? So we talked about earlier in my channeling, hold it up here, it says here, happiness will plague the world, while others will live in desolate of such plague. Okay. Now, remember, in 2020, some people actually had a really good time. I'm not saying that to dismean or to desensitize what we went through back in 2020. Rather, the fact that people were able to spend quality time with family, they were able to be home, they were able to do the things that they never really got a chance to do, right? So that was 2020, and people were very upset, they were very angry. I took it as a time to work on myself and kind of get myself in a very good position and stuff like that. So it really depends on your perspective. If you view 2020 to be a negative year, then it was negative. But if you view it to be a positive and a year of growth, then it was a good one. Okay, so we're asking the question now, because the card that came out when I was just saying that with the Three of Pentacles, right? There's opportunity here, is what I'm going to say here. There's opportunity. I'm not saying there will be, but there's opportunity. Spirits and angels tell me, will the bird flu make a nationwide or worldwide pandemic? Will the bird flu cause a pandemic? I'm hearing permafrost. Something with the permafrost. I'm hearing it has to do with discoveries relating to scientific discoveries revolving around permafrost. And that's something, if it was to come out, it will come from the permafrost. So if, let's say, the bird flu was to come from the permafrost, then yes. But if it's not from the permafrost, then no. We have the Emperor card here. Does it kind of like give me like the science lab, like where everything is done in an orderly manner and fashion? But then here we have people, excuse me, again, like a little exhaustion. So the Emperor here, which is like this, the lab and the mannerism of it. Then you have the Three of Cups reversed, which is talking about like the employees here. And them kind of being jealous of their work, but they feel like they're not getting the credit for their work in some way, and they try to steal it. And that could be the outbreak. That could be how it outbreaks. Yeah, so there's going to be a fight here. So there is a 5 of Wands here. Tells me if there was a break, it would be because of stolen virus or stolen bacteria. Whatever is stolen, it will come from a lab because of an employee that didn't get the recognition that they wanted. Therefore, they were going to steal the specimen. And because of the specimen no longer following the Emperor protocol, which is like just the health protocol, making sure the safety is intact, making sure it doesn't defrost after a certain point so it doesn't come alive, stuff like that. Proper protocol, because first of all, they don't have the equipment for it. So how will you be able to maintain it long term, if that makes any sense? And we have darkness, followed by the Page of Wands reverse. So honestly, I don't think the bird flu in essence is going to be it, but it is telling the story. And that if this is truly the story of the bird flu, then yes. But it's just telling me here that it has to do with like a leak from a lab. But it wasn't purposely leaked. It was more so a lack of negligent about proper protocol and safety regarding certain specimens. So that's what I'm getting in regard to that specific part of your question. Let's go and start taking the other part of your question now. I don't know what you're asking, because I don't remember. I clear my brain out when my memory every time I do a tarot card reading, so I don't have any recall. Like I barely remember anything. Even in the video, like you'll start to see that more frequently. I don't remember anything. Okay, so the next one we're going to ask is, what's the future of autonomous self-driving cars? Now, this was submitted by Lauren Powell Nepal 6839. I really think I botched your name, so I do apologize in advance. So let's see. What is the future of autonomous self-driving cars? Spirit Angel, tell me, what is the future of autonomous self-driving cars? Actually pretty good. But there's going to be moral codes. There's going to be moral, like it's going to be questioning the morality of it. Because there's no one behind the wheel, so like, what other subjects? So like, just say you hit somebody with a car. Now, what is the moral code here now? Are you at fault? Or is the owner or the company at fault? Like there's that gray area, that gray zone that they're going to have to explore over the next couple of decades and years. Whether or not self-driving cars is morally right. Because what if you hurt somebody? Who's in the wrong here? Get my idea? Because we have the 5 of swords reversed, which is pretty good. It means not walking away, like we're here in the now. Which means this is in the present. Which means this is coming soon, rather than later. We have here in the past here, we have the High Priestess. So this takes place after the leaving of President Joe Biden's presidency. So, 20 days. That's the start of a new one. Um, 19 days really. And when Biden leaves, this is when we start to see this stuff take place in terms of automatic, autonomous, self-driving cars. We have here with the strength card though, underneath the 5 of swords, which is telling me that there is a lot of faith in the motion of self-driving cars, and a lot of people and the citizens are happy about it, especially young people, because they realize they don't need to drive. But there's a crisis here. I'm also seeing there's a crisis. And the crisis is not only about the morality of it, but also what do we do in a case of emergency if people don't know how to drive because they're so reliant on self-driving cars? That's also the morale concern here. So, yeah, I do feel like the future of self-driving cars is the morality and the whether or not it's going to be allowed long-term. That's something that yet to be determined. But it makes a lot of sense though when you start to put it all together in perspective on why people think the way they do revolving around self-driving cars and whether or not it's good for humanity and the collective. That is yet to be remained or be told. Okay, so the next part of her question is, can you touch on any dangerous storms or weather that may occur in 2025? Okay. Spirits and angels tell me, will there be any dangerous storms or weather that may occur this year in 2025? Potentially the California, the big one. I'm hearing the Cascadian earthquake needs to come first before the San Andreas. I don't see any energy over there. Where am I seeing energy? I'm closing my eyes right now. Where is the energy for major natural disasters? I'm seeing a lot of calm, but they're not letting me see anything. It's like, globally speaking, if I were to take a globe, it's nowhere. Like it's like empty. I'm not sure if that means like they're not allowed to show me because that could be altering maybe people's path here on the YouTube channel and that might be changing. Maybe they say they want to go this place, but now they refuse it and it changes their outcome and it changes their life. So that could be that as well. Okay, let's see what the cards are saying. I think I really wish I brought the National Disaster Tower deck up here. I didn't. We have a star card. Okay, so it's telling me that there's gonna be a lot of water, a lot of flooding in certain areas. I'm also seeing a creation of new rivers, and there's gonna be a filling of lakes. So like lakes will start to become overfilled, or even like landmass or sea bays, and it starts to kind of take off over the shoreline. So there can be a rise in sea level. There's gonna be more lakes. There's gonna be more rivers. There's gonna be flooding. And it could be a rival of new ecosystem, particularly of new bird, like I said in my channel. And there's a bird here, which I've never seen before in the background until just now. And there's a bird flapping her wing on the tree. So it feels like almost like a blue heron. It's kind of like what it feels like. So there's a new species here. But there could be earthquaking, but it's going to be more like heavy rain. We do have here somebody walking away, which is the Eight of Cups. And this is kind of like talking about here, like new path, new creation. And it's kind of talked about the Grand Canyon. So there's a lot of big mountain ranges. So it feels like in some way there might start to be a filling up of the canyons. And maybe Colorado possibly, or like some place where there is a big crack and water starts to be held there. So I'm seeing that that could be like a metaphor that can might be indicated like maybe like they actually put the water there and then it gets actually hold there, something like a Hoover Dam. That could be something like that. So we do have here temperate, and there's a lot of balance with water here. Despite like possible hurricanes, but they're not going to be in the plentiful that we saw them in the past couple years. It's going to be a pretty much of a quiet summer. It's going to be a quiet summer, yeah, and a quiet year. Because we're going to have a lot of calmness, too, a lot of tranquility. Right? Like I said, there's going to be the kiss before the storm early in the video. And we have the six of swords in the end. There's going to be a calm before the storm. Or we're coming out of the storm, right? And we're just going to calm with water, too. That could be what this is indicating as well. That there's a lot of water here. A lot of water energy, but then we start moving towards calmer water. So maybe towards the end of the year, maybe we start to not experience as much natural disaster when in when it's in regard to water base. But in the first or in the first, majority of the year actually, I'll probably see up until August. Well, probably say like October. I got the proper word, October. Up until October of this year, we're going to start the experience. We're going to start to experience things related to water. So there can be some sort of destruction with water, but also a lot of positivity that comes out of water. Remember, I said water is an element, a shape-shifting element. So that's going to be very important regarding around that question. So I don't necessarily see big storm, but they're telling me here the big ones are just water related. And then towards the end of the year, we start to go into common water, which means that we're going to have like a very mild winter. It's just in 2025. And I keep acting like it's if I'm reading this in 2024. Like, it is literally 2025 now. And I just keep forgetting it. Crazy, right? Alright, so let's see. What is the next question? Alright, so this is a question that might be on a lot of you guys' minds, so I'm just going to answer it for you. I'm not going to do a tarot card thing for this. This question was submitted by NS88828. She said, or he said, I have been told I am an old soul or light worker. I am noticing things in my peripheral vision. Is it energy or orbs? Thank you. Okay, they're telling me just your energetic residue, and there's nothing to be alarmed about. Just your energetic residue. So you're seeing colors of your own frequency. So if you're seeing it kind of like far away, that's how far your energy goes. So don't let anyone in that boundaries. We're just saying that they can suck your energy out. So don't let them into your boundaries because your energy might be further back and people can see your energies than just say somebody who has barely any energy. So that's what it's saying there. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, so Oxford DKT asked, will Mr. Smart Car Man be removed from our country? What they are referring to is Leon Musk. So we're going to ask that here. Okay, so let's go and take a look. Will he be removed or deported out of the country? Because he is an immigrant. He's not American born. So Spirit Angel Tommy will Elon Musk be removed from the United States on the ground that he is not an American citizen. No. No. We have the magician, who's just him with power, and then we have here the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is ice. I keep seeing this card for Queen of Swords being ice here. But maybe the card, the Magician card, might be indicating that no, he doesn't have any power over ice. And ice is here. But when I instead see, because I heard the word no, I feel like the Magician card is saying that no, ice doesn't have any power over Elon Musk. Let's clarify it. Yeah, no. They had no stand-in. They had no stand-in. I don't even think that they're going to be able to even do it. No. They don't even have the funding for it. I feel like that if they do, they'll be threatened out of funding, or out of money. So I don't even think they're going to even try and kick Elon Musk out of the country during this time. Because he has too much power and that people's lives and jobs depend on him. So they're going to try to kick his ass. If you know what I mean. Alright, so let's go and see what the next question is. Okay, so Oxford also asks, did President Carter make a choice to leave right now to skew the dynamics of the Trump organization and the presidency to help President Biden and President Harris? So we're going to ask that. We'll see. We'll see. I'll do a very light one for them because I don't really want to disturb his energy because he is in this period of transition. And I don't want to like pull him out of that. So Spirit Angels tell me, did President Carter's death make a choice to leave right now? Why did he choose to leave right this very second to help skew the dynamic of the Trump organization and the presidency to help President Biden and future President Harris? We have the Thievery card by the Page of Pentacles, opportunity. The Ten of Wands here for the woman, a struggle for the women. This is him giving his vote for her, which is the Queen of Cups, being challenged by the Ten of Pentacles, which is in the past, which means struggle for the women, but he was able to cast his vote, and he saw that she did not win the election because of what happened here, the challenge. And so, because of Carter's death, will this delay anything? Or will his death help the United States? I'm hearing that it will help in some way realize the fish. Smell the fish in the room is what I'm hearing. I don't know what that means, but it says here, smell the fish in the room. And that, yeah, in a way, Carter is going to help, what to call it, Biden and Harris with the presidency. Smell the fish in the room slang. I never heard of that, so let's see what it means. Smell the fish in a room is a slang phrase meaning to notice something suspicious or wrong happening in a situation, essentially saying that there is a hidden problem or deceit that is obvious if you pay attention to the details, like how you might smell a bad fish in the room. So that's what that means. Never heard of that before, but there's always something new to learn, right? Then we have here the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 1 here, which is raining down. No, it's actually going up. So things get uprooted. So things are getting uprooted regarding this question revolving around whether or not Carter is going to delay something. And it's almost like he knows information after his death. Like he knows what happened. And he's almost like, in a way, like he's responding to it almost like as if he's seen this before. Like he knew that this happened before. Like he's seen this in play when he was alive. So there's got to be like there was another time before 2024 where he saw this exact layout, same exact scenario happen. Don't know what election that was, but apparently he lived through something that was similar to it. Besides, there probably wasn't a women running because, well, we never really had a major woman running on a presidential ticket until 2016. Alright, so let's go and ask the next question. I want to be able to make this video nice and quick for all of you guys, because I'm sure all of us want to sleep right now. Do you see President Biden making a major announcement regarding election interference before the critical January 3rd congressional meeting to elect House Speaker? No. Never really saw him doing anything before that. I don't really expect anything. Spirit angels tell me, is there anything regarding that? Any sort of merit to this? Will Biden be making a speech today, January 3rd? Will Biden be making a speech today or tomorrow before Congress votes to certify the Electoral College? Okay, that's way too many. Way too many cards, but we'll just use this. We have the Temperance here. I think he just wants to be able to help the transition. He just wants to help with the transition card, which is why the Temperance card comes in. He's coming in as like this bipartisan guy who just wants to be able just to let the country move on. What he's saying here. But Spirit Angels tell me, will Biden be making a speech today on January 2nd, 2025, or tomorrow, January 3rd, 2025, prior to the electoral certification results for Congress? No. No. There's strength in silence is what I'm hearing. There's strength in silence. He's not going to say anything. We have the Queen of Cups reverse, the Strength card upright, then the Page of Wands reverse. No, I feel like there's strength in not saying anything. You always reveal things to your enemy. I don't think he's ready. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit. Sometime towards later months and later weeks. Okay, so to ask the question, Dorian, because I already answered the question regarding Jimmy Carter, and it's kind of like almost the same question. You asked, will Jimmy Carter pass and remind Americans we were once test sold and will have a positive change? Actually, you know what? We'll ask it, because that's a good question. Because I thought that was kind of like, I thought it was going to be like the other Jimmy Carter question, but it's entirely different perspective. Spirit Saints was telling me what former President Jimmy Carter, who passed away, will his death remind Americans of what they once had, that they all had souls and empathy, and will this cause a positive change, a reminder what America used to look like? But again, remember, I feel like a lot of people living in this false illusion where like these people back then were more empathetic. They were never empathetic. They were just more hidden about it. So I don't let anyone kid you. So Spirit Angels will tell me about, my God, I can't believe I forgot the question. Oh, will Jimmy Carter's death become a positive for those to remind them about the humanity of humans and all Americans? That they're all, and again, all just humans. That's a lot of cards. Jesus. I just want to go to bed. Okay, so we have the Emperor card here upright with the followed by the Eight of Cups, revert. Eight of Cups. What's telling me that him leaving the presidency, right? Him leaving the presidency at some point because he got defeated in 1980 by Ronald Reagan. We have here is followed by the Page of Cups. He did a lot of great things in his life, which is why he comes in at the Page of Cups, which might explain why we asked that question prior and the Page of Cups came up. He's represented by the Page of Cups. Opportunity and achievement. We have here after his death, or after his retirement from the White House, we have the nine of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 of cups. We have here the 10th cup here, 9 cups here, makes it 10. It's saying here that there's achievement in his life, and the card also came up as well. Pretty recently too, and it's a temperance card. I'm gonna say yeah. I think his death will create positive change, but it won't be just domestic. It'll be more foreign policy, like more foreign, like internationally. He'll be able to like create some sort of shift or change. But it feels like it's not gonna be like the direct, like he does something for people outside of the United States. It feels like his death makes other world leaders want to be like him so that they get the same recognition and love and respect and care that he receives. I like that. It feels like not an act of jealousy, but more of like a role model, but with a messed up way of viewing it, if that makes any sense. Like they're saying, "Oh, I want to do it because I care about people." No, they're like doing it because like they want power. If you know what I mean. And we have here, yeah, that's it. That is all the question for the subscribers. So I want to thank you all for submitting your questions. I hope you enjoyed the question today. And also the second challenge early in today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I love you. And in tomorrow's video, we're going to be probably talking about what to call it, the lightning strike on Empire State Building, the Washington Monument, the U.S. Capitol, and yeah, all that, and the Freedom Tower. And then we're also going to talk about why there was a terrorist attack in Louisiana. So we'll talk about all of that and what that might be indicating because it all just happened within less than 24 hours right into the new year. So we're going to talk about all of that and many more. Until next time, guys, I love you. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.